Hi guys, so we're nearing the end, and right now I think it's most people won't connect via wired LAN; they'll be connecting via wireless. So in this video, we're actually gonna configure the wireless and the wireless controller. We do need a wireless controller, just so that things will be easier. We can manage all our access points. Okay, because we're gonna, Wi-Fi. I guess most people will now rely on Wi-Fi. So phase 4, we configure the DHCP server, and we have a new place to put the VLANs, VLAN 99. So we're actually going to configure a wireless controller and a couple of access points, and we're going to try to do it without like adding. We're just going to add the least devices possible. So first, let me put that here. I did find another video that just focuses on the APs. So here you go. And I also put my web key as well. Web key is here. Okay, so we'll just move these a little bit, these ones a little bit. Okay. Desktop PC. Let's just put that down, hopefully. Okay. And controller on the DHCP. Okay. Okay, doke. So now I just put the guides, the other guides on phase 1, 2, 3 there, because we're now in phase 5. And then phase 6, let's try to get a NAT or something running. Okay, so we're going to configure a wireless AP and the controller. I put all the username, passwords, the SSIDs, etc. So first thing we're going to do is add our wireless controller and get that set up. So let's look for that. Network devices, wireless devices. Let's just choose this 3504 device, wireless LAN controller. Change the name because we're going to put that on VLAN 99. Let's already assign an IP address here because we don't have a DHCP scope for the .99. .99. Let's say this is 101. Cool. So we're done there. And let's have our cable. Let's just have our straight through cable go through here. Gigabit Ethernet 1. Let's hope I have something left on the switch. Oh no, I ran out. So I'll just use connected to fast Ethernet 02. That's fine. Because this PC won't be running much. All the traffic will still be running through the switch anyway. Okay, so now let's go on and set up this FA02. Make sure it's part of the VLAN. So let's go FA02, switch port mode access. You just click 99 management, and the command is here below, switch port access VLAN 99. So okay, so now this is set to VLAN 99, and I'll go set up gigabit port 1 to have the correct IP address as well. Okay. Okay, dokes. Okay, so we're gonna resume that. It's actually here. It's not under the port. Sorry, it's under management, and I'm gonna give myself an IP address of 192.168.99.101, and then here subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway would be 192.168.99.1, and then we still don't have a DNS server, so I'm just gonna put this default 8.8.8.8. That's the Google DNS server. Okay, doke. So now we have this wireless controller up and running. Let's just check that we can ping it. We should be able to ping it from any PC, I hope. So we're gonna ping it from this PC, 192.168.99.101. Let's just wait for some. Okay. Okay, so now it's replying back. So from any PC, we can access that. And what we're going to be doing now is actually setting that up in the browser, right? Like how we set stuff up from our house. So let us first set this up. Okay, I'll click web browser, and this will take a long time, so I might pause the videos in between. So HTTP 192.168.99.101. and go, and I'll pause this until it loads. Okay, so it's back. Just took a while to load, and let's just type in the username. So let's say Cisco123, capital on the first C, Cisco123. I'll click start. I'll call my system name maybe Wallen wireless LAN controller. This is the date and time for me right now. The management IP address would be 192.168.99.101. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 192.99.1. I'll just leave that management VLAN entry blank. Next. Okay. And then I'll create my wireless network. I'll call it Wallen Secure. I'll give it a web key or key. I'll just use WPA personal Cisco123 Cisco123. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm happy with everything. And now I'll click apply and the system will reboot. So while it's rebooting, let's set up the DHCP zones for VLAN 99, which we're using for the wireless access. Not VLAN 99, VLAN 200 here, which we're using for the Wi-Fi. Okay, so we're going to set up a new zone here. Click Services, DHCP, and we're going to actually call this the VLAN 200 pool. I'll just call it VLAN 200 Wi-Fi pool, right? So at least people will know it's for Wi-Fi. 192.168.200.1 DNS server 8.8.8.8. Let's start it at 200. Let's say 100. So we know that these are all from DHCP. Okay, and then let's just say let's have a maximum 100 access points. And this is important, this WLC address, because that refers to our wireless LAN. 192.168.99.101. We're going to click save or add. Sorry, add. And now we can see our new Wi-Fi pool. All right. And then what we're going to do next is actually let's start creating an access point and see that it gets the correct wireless LAN. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to wireless down here, and then we're just going to choose an access point. I'll just call this lightweight access point. Let's put that here, access point 0, and we're going to put one lightweight access point here, point 1. Okay, maybe I'll move this PC a bit. All right. Okay, dokes. So now we have 2 access points, and let's just connect these to the LAN, to these switches, FA03, and here we'll connect this. It's going to be FA05. So FA03, let's set that to be on the 200. FA03, let's set that to be on the 200 VLAN for the access points. Okay. And then here as well, we're going to set, I think here it's FA05. FA05, we're going to set that to be on the VLAN 200. All right. Okay, so now the VLANs are all set up. Right, and now let's just plug it in and make sure that these things can connect. So now it's plugged in, and then now the thing's turned on, and let's plug this in as well. Click physical. Okay, it's under physical. Just drag that in. Okay. So now our access points are turned on. Let's click config and see that if they're able to get an address. Okay, so here we'll click config, gigabit internet. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Pause. We're gonna pause. Okay, so let us go gateway IPv4, click static, then click DHCP. All right, then let's come back to that and see if it's able to get a DHCP address here. Oh, it's not. Okay, static IP address might not be able to get an IP address. So 1 second. Let's just check that this is trunking VLAN 99. Did we add an IP helper for that VLAN? Maybe we didn't add an IP helper on the DHCP. Oh, we didn't. So that's why it's not able to do the the trunking. So here we're gonna go into conf t again, conf t int VLAN 200, okay, and then we're gonna type IP helper address 192.168.99.100. Okay, so now when we go to the access point, we're gonna see that, okay, let's go static DHCP. This should now start giving us the correct IP addresses. See it here below. Okay, so I'm going to type here when we add the access points, add the wireless controllers, add the access points. Let's just put when adding the access points, when adding the lightweight access points, make sure the IP helper is set up on the multi-layer switch. Okay, so when setting up the lightweight access points, make sure the IP helper is set up on so that they're able to get IP addresses. So here we could see that we're able to get the gateway 192.168.2.0, and it's able to get probably its own IP address later on. So at least we know these are happily being configured by our DHCP, and they can find the wireless controller. Okie dokes. So now I'll pause this because it takes time to connect, but I'll connect to the wireless LAN controller. So we're gonna go to this PC. See, it's still saving the configuration. Okay, so let's see. We'll click web browser again. HTTPS 192.168.299.101. Then I'll press go. Then I'll pause this video. It takes a while. Actually, I didn't have to pause. It's all set up. So now I'll click login, right? And then I'll do Cisco 123. Okay. So now I'll actually be logged on to the wireless controller, and here we're going to be able to set up additional SSIDs, additional permissions, etc. So first, let's make sure that our access points are here. We could actually see them, all APs. We'll click detail. Whew, I have to get a better computer. Okay, so we're going to be able to see that there will be 2 APs once this loads. Detail. Okay, here we go. So these are the 2 IP addresses assigned by the DHCP, 192.168.200.101 and 102. So now we know they have IP addresses. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we have to make sure that we configure this with our WLANs to make sure that the WLANs are can have these APs added to them. Okay, so we're gonna click WLANs, and we should see the WLAN we created in the setup, which was, I think we called it WLAN-secure. Okay, here we go. Right, and we added the WPA key, I think Cisco 123. So we're gonna click that. And you can always create a new one if you need. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're clicking this WLAN, and we're gonna see the setup once we click it. Oh, okay. So here we're able to see all the setup, etc., the security, QoS, policy mapping, and advanced. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is assign the access points to this wireless LAN. We're going to click AP groups, and we actually have to add the access points to an AP group. So here there's something called default group. So what we're going to do is maybe we'll just add that. We'll click the default group and add our access points to the default group. So here, click default group. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Default group. Maybe I'll pause this video. It's taking time. Okay, so now the default group is here. This is the default group. We'll click APs, I guess. We'll click APs and then we'll add them both to that default group, then click add APs. I think most maybe it's my computer, but yours, I think this is a bug. So anyway, we'll click add APs, and then these APs should be added to the group later on. And then after that, we'll just click WLANs and add it to the WLAN. I think the internet works on the real wireless controller, probably not this one. So I think the APs are now added. Maybe. So I'll click now WLANs and see. Okay, so the WLANs part of the default group would be WLAN secure. And then when I click APs, now I think they're showing as working. So I'll assume they're now working and they're now part of that default group. So when I can click back, actually probably stop this video or stop on the wireless LAN, and we can actually just check and see if some devices can connect to this wireless LAN. Let's click it again, one last, just to check that our APs have been added to the default group and that our wireless LAN is on the default group. So I'll click this and wait. And now it's here. Click APs. Oh no, it's still not added. See, so double click again and click add APs. So it's really not adding to that AP group. Anyway, at least now I can teach you how to make a new AP group. So we'll just call this add group. Group name will be LWAP, for the lightweight access point, and please work as the description. Click add. Okay, and then we're gonna see our new group come up. Okay, and then click LWAP, which is our new group. We're gonna add our APs to this group and then add our SSID to this group as well. Okay, so right now we're gonna add the APs. We're gonna click add APs. Actually, let's add our wireless LANs first. So we're gonna add our new wireless LAN here and just make sure that the WLAN secure wireless LAN we created would be added. And now we wait. Okay, interface. Now we'll just have to wait until it gets added to our group. Okay, I think it's been added now. So now when we click WLANs, it's here. And then APs, let's just select both 1, 2, and click add APs. Yep, and it's going to add these APs now to our group called LWAP, which has the WLAN secure access point, the SSID on it. Okay, and that worked now that it's in a new group. So now we can see that both our access points are now here in the new group called LWAP with our wireless LAN. So we're happy on our wireless controller. We can get off this this PC and now test it. Okay, so fast forward a bit and let's just try to see, can we get, say, a tablet to connect to the access point. Okay, let's find some end devices here. Let me say, okay, I'm gonna try my tablet to connect to here. Scroll down a bit and we're going to do config wireless SSID will be WLAN-secure, and then our web key will be Cisco123. Oops. Or was it? I think it was this. One of these. Let's try. Okay, hex digits. I think we use this. WPA. Cisco123. Okay, so we have WP. Okay, this looks okay. And then let's press that forward, and we should see the this device start connecting to our wireless LAN. Let's try here. WPKSK2. So now these are the correct settings on the PC. If you can see here, it would be wireless 0. It is a WPA2 PSK SSID WLAN secure passphrase is Cisco123. And then when you drag it, you're gonna see that hey, it's connected via Wi-Fi. So we'll add one more device and see which one it wants to connect to. Let's add a smartphone here. Same thing, we're gonna go to config wireless 0 SSID WLAN secure WPA PSK Cisco123. Okay, and then we're gonna turn that off and drag it, and it's connecting to that same AP as well. So that's actually how to see that without configuring each access point, they were able to get the same wireless password through the wireless controller, which was connected via the DHCP here. This zone advertised the wireless LAN controller address, which we set up here on 192.168.99.101. A couple things that were set up here on the switch is that there was an IP helper and show run, and that we do have the SVI for the VLAN 99. I mean, this was a lot, right? The VLAN 99. We also have the interface for VLAN 200 here as well. And then we had to set up VLAN 99 on all these switches connecting to the lightweight access point. So here I connected it to, the distribution switch. I should have connected this to the access switch, not the distribution switch. But that's okay, I guess. At least we can see that we can connect stuff to the distribution switch as well. And then this was connected to the access switch. So we have one access point on the distribution switch. Maybe that could be a more serious access point, one of your outside ones. And this was connected to the access switch here. So this is the second lightweight access point. So that's it. It's a long video and challenging, but hey, we're done.